really got it bumping.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Bearer, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to the latest episode of Boot to the Face, here live on YouTube and available on all your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Chris Rucker, along with my co-host EJ Reed, and we are here to talk some professional wrestling with a big week coming up with AEW Forbidden Door, announcements made in WWE, and all kind of other shenanigans. How you doing, EJ? I think EJ might be muted. We're live.
It's not mute on my end.
There we go. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, I wasn't muting on my end.
You didn't change anything?
Nah, I didn't change anything.
That's weird.
I said, man, I can't complain though. How you doing?
You did what?
I said I can't complain. How you doing?
I can't understand what's going on with the sound right now. There we go. All right, I hear you. Let's try this again. Welcome to Boot to the Face. Chris Rucker, EJ Reed here on YouTube Live. How's it going, EJ?
Man, I can't complain. How you doing, man?
Doing well. A little tired, a little jet lag. Took a weekend in New York City this weekend for my birthday / my girlfriend's cousin's birthday, and it was a trip.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how'd that go, 'cause I hadn't really heard any word and not a lot on social media in regards to the trip.
It was fun. Flew out Friday night, plane delayed, so we got there pretty late. So we just went bar hopping. We're staying in Brooklyn, nice little part of Brooklyn. So we went bar hopping around there. I think we went to like 4 bars that night in about 2 hours. Got food, got drinks. And you know me, like, it's over. So we were sitting at a bar and I just ordered a drink and I was like, I'm not drinking this. I'm ready to fucking go. So we left there, slept in, and then Saturday was the day that was like packed. We got up, went and got breakfast, went down to Central Park, rode bikes around there, rode bikes through Times Square. Regular bicycles, dangerous. Like, these motherfuckers in New York, they don't give a fuck you on a bike. They will run your ass off the road. So we had to get off of that because I felt like my life was in danger. And we got on a little ferry ride, went across the Statue of Liberty, then went to a brewery. And then, what else did we do? Got New York pizza.
Oh yeah, you got a slice? What you get? Just cheese or?
I did.
Toppings?
I did chicken ranch, chicken bacon ranch. I did, which was really good. What an abomination! Yeah, and it was. Funny thing is, I've been to New York one other time, and we were by the World Trade Center, and we were looking for somewhere to eat, and I was like, "There's one thing I remember." I said, "There's a pizza place right up here. It's really good." And we went around the corner. There it was. We sat in there and ate. And I'd eaten there before, back in my previous life when we went there for WrestleMania. And it was really good. And then we came back to her aunt's place where her 17-year-old cousin was having a party. And these little motherfuckers, EJ. Probably 20, 30 kids there in the condo, right? Every time you turn around, Tabitha's taking beer from them. Ain't no telling what kind of drugs they were on. So finally, I stood at the top of the stairs because Tabitha was the one handling everything. And I was just looking down, I was watching, and I was like, they are so disrespectful. Like, they look up and they see us, and they don't even try to hide the alcohol. So I was like, hey. And all of a sudden, the music got turned off, like, and they all turned around. I was like, if I see anybody else with a fucking drink in their hand, you're leaving. I'm not pouring it out. You're leaving. So I had to play dad to a bunch of kids that aren't mine. And then as I was leaving to go get food for me and Tabitha, motherfucker's trying to walk through the hallway. He's got a bong taller than me. I was like, I know you're not going where I think you're going with that. He's like, I wasn't expecting you to be out here, so can I just go get my bag and I'll leave? I was like, yeah, you should do that. But, and then Sunday we just kind of chilled. We went around, went to a couple bars. They did kind of like what they did in Tokyo where they shut the streets down. They like put barricades up and put patio tables and shit out all in the streets on the bars. That was kind of cool, but all in all, my grade on New York, probably a C. I'm not a New York guy. I thought I liked it more than I did. I don't. It's grimy. It's pissy. All the bars we went to were like hole in the wall. The chairs are broken. There's flies everywhere. Like, everybody's got a bad attitude. Bartender Sunday morning is like, just so you know, service is going to be shit because I opened late and I have a hangover. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's got nothing to do with me. You drank all that fucking liquor last night.
Well, there's a lot to unpack of your story. I didn't get to respond to some things that you said earlier, but I'm not one to judge one's cuisine, but chicken bacon ranch on a New York slice, man, come on.
It sounds like you're judging it. It was phenomenal.
Jeez.
What else would you get? Anchovies?
All you need is cheese or pepperoni, maybe sausage. Like, you don't need all that on a New York slice. Was it like a New York slice?
It was a New York slice. Like, it was humongous. Later that night, I had a slice of pepperoni at the party because her aunt ordered like 10 pizzas for the kids at the party, and
okay,
yeah, it was plenty fucking pizza left over.
Okay, so you course corrected. So
yeah,
but with the kids at the party at 17, I can't say I wasn't doing the same at their age, but I agree with y'all because if it was just your relatives, then it's fine. But like other people's kids, it's liability involved, and
right. And it's also
that on my conscience.
You're right? Like when I was that age, I was trying to do the same thing too. But when adults were around, I had enough respect to not like wave it in front of them. Like, yeah, I got a fucking 40 ounce. I'd be like, oh shit, here come the parents. Everybody put your shit away. Like, at least be respectful and try to hide it. Like, we know what you... Tabitha even told him, she's like, I know what y'all are doing. Just if I see it, I have to pour it out. Like, that's what I was brought here to do. And I'm going to do what my aunt asked me to do. Do what you want. Just don't let me see it. And they were just like, man, fuck y'all. So that's when I was like, oh, okay. Even Tabitha, she's like, oh, wow, that was dad voice. She's like, you started talking. They even turned the fucking music off when you started yelling.
Yeah, that's that new age kid. Like you said, we at least tried to hide it, but we don't give a fuck. But as far as like New York overall, that's interesting that you don't like it. I like New York, but I don't think you would like a Paris or London, because those are like basically international versions of New York as well.
You know what I think happened? I think going to Tokyo ruined New York for me. Because Tokyo's always been called the Japanese version of New York. And I don't think so. I think New York is the shitty version of Tokyo. Because Tokyo and New York are like parallel universes, but like, what do they call it in Stranger Things? The upside down. Like, New York is the upside down version of Tokyo. Tokyo, everybody's calm. They're peaceful. Shit's clean. Like walking down the stairs to get to the subway in New York, I was like, I should have brought hand sanitizer with me. Like, I can't even fucking hold on to the subway rails while we're here. This shit is gross. In Tokyo, you can eat off the floor. That shit is so clean. And then just little stuff like, I got up Saturday morning and I walked to Walgreens because my girlfriend, you know, she sleeps in. I get up early. And I'm walking down the road and there's this chick on the phone across the street from me. And one of my biggest pet peeves is people that speak on speakerphone and they hold their phone out here and they got speakerphone on. Not only was she on speakerphone, she was on FaceTime. And she was arguing with some guy that had got arrested because he hit her 2 nights before. And now he thinks that she's cheating on him and fucking one of his friends. And she's trying to explain to him, I'm not fucking your friends. I'm doing this, that, and the third. While I'm walking to the Walgreens. Guess who also was walking to Walgreens, EJ? This bitch. And I use bitch as a descriptive term, not anything rude, but and then she goes and she stands at the self checkout that doesn't work, and she's on the phone the entire time like, yeah, and I got my aunt helping me pay for this nigga to get out of jail, and this nigga put his hands on me and went back to jail, and now he's mad at me. And I'm just like, you're so loud and the shit you're saying is so personal right now, and everybody's just kind of like, even the cashier. I hate that kind of shit. And everywhere we went, something like that happened. We get off the we get off the ferry in Staten Island to go to the brewery, and there's people having a fight. A woman's got a suitcase. She throws it on the ground. She's opening it up. She's yelling at somebody. He's yelling back at her. Then we look over here and there's a woman on the phone. She's yelling. It's just such a dramatic production of ignorance. And I just hate it. I hate that kind of shit.
That could be the annoying thing about big cities like that, especially New York. But that's kind of the charm of the city, like all of the people there with no couth and just a bunch of chaos. But how old was that woman that was talking about she was getting abused? Like, I'm sorry she had to go through that, but conversations like that shouldn't be held out loud.
She was in her 20s, maybe 30s. And you're right. It sucks that somebody put their hands on her, but she didn't seem like the type to shy away from that either. Like, I'm never going to condone, like, hitting a woman ever. But she didn't seem like the type that would be like, oh, okay, you're not going to do anything. She sounded the type like, quit being a bitch. Like, that's the way I saw what she was saying. Because she was going off on Buddy, which, again, he did hit her. So, like, she had every right to be mad. She was calling him all kind of names on the phone. And I'm just like, I couldn't be in some kind of toxic shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been one for public drama like that. And I couldn't be in a relationship like that where it's just fighting all the fucking time. Like, I don't know how people do that shit.
That's too stressful. But the reason I asked about her age, in the age of, like, everybody's walking around with these dangly headphones in the air, she didn't have no damn earphones she could put anywhere. Was it hearing her FaceTime call?
That's the thing. That's what I hate the most, is when people do that. It's like, how do you not have Bluetooth? Like, it's bad enough we got to hear your side of the story, but now we got to hear their side of the story too. And I've heard some crazy shit on them speakerphones, man, when people in public. Like, nobody has any kind of class or fucking self-respect anymore. Like, they don't give a fuck who hears what's going on.
I know, right? Yeah, you know, respect the people in your space and your surroundings, and everything will be okay. But, man, you gave it a C. So
yeah. Major takeaways. Central Park is overrated. I wanted to do that. Shout out to my girlfriend Tabitha. She made sure that we did the couple things that I wanted to do, since we sacrificed my we were gonna go to Chattanooga for my birthday weekend, but we ended up doing this to help her family out. So she was like, all right, well, just name a couple things you want to do. We'll make sure they happen. So we did. Central Park was one of them. I'd never been to Central Park. I was like, I want to go there. Overrated. Hunk of shit. It's just a big ass park. Like, there's nothing special about it.
Yeah, but it's like it's just weird that it's like a park with green stuff in this slab in the middle of this concrete jungle. But like you said, I've been. It was okay.
They had a lot going on. We rode bikes through there. All these fucking horses in the way, you know? Like, and these horses don't give a fuck about you being on a bike. Shit everywhere. Statue of Liberty looks way bigger in Ghostbusters 2 when they sprayed it with slime and helped go fight Vigo with it. Statue of Liberty is a lot smaller in person than I thought it would be. But that was really cool, getting on the ferry and going past that.
That's one thing I still gotta check off the cliche bucket list. I've been in New York twice. I did the Empire State Building. I hadn't done Statue of Liberty, so.
We didn't do an actual tour of the Statue of Liberty. We got on the free ferry from Times Square to Staten Island. They do a ferry every 30 minutes, and it literally drives you right in front of the Statue of Liberty. Instead of fucking paying to get on the boat that takes you over there, you just get on the free ferry and go to Staten Island. And then we got over there and we went to a brewery. That was kind of dope. It was just like, we were just kind of fucking hanging out. Like, we were in no hurry to do anything. We're just picking places to go drink, eat. The food's really good. It's very simple, but it's really good. Like the pizza there, simple, but really good. Got a piece of cheesecake. That was great.
Did you go to Junior's?
No, I don't know who Junior is. I went to.
That's in Brooklyn. That's the famous one where
Diddy made them people walk to. Yeah, I don't want no part of that. Ain't no telling what's in them cheesecakes if Diddy was sending people there.
Oh man, I had it. It was good. I had it before the Diddy controversy. This is like '08. It was good cheesecake there.
Yeah,
a little bit overrated, but still good.
Then on the way home, I'm trying to think if I should tell the story about Friday night, but I'd probably need permission for that.
Well, you could admit any type of freaky behavior you and your lady. Just tell the gist of it.
You know, we don't know who's watching, so we're not going to talk about what happened Friday night unless I'm given the green light. But on the way home, so the flight there was delayed, and LaGuardia Airport is phenomenal, by the way. Probably my favorite airport I've been to. Clean, looks brand new, wide open, not busy, just phenomenal. On the way back, I should have known shit was going to go awry when we went to the bar and we're talking to this guy next to us. Him and his friends came out for their birthday from Phoenix. I'm like, why the fuck would you come to New York when Vegas is right there? He's like, I don't fucking know. Like, this is where they wanted to go. We're talking to him and we go to order a drink and the bartender looks at us and says, you got to use the QR code. Like, don't fucking order a drink from me. Don't talk to me. And then the guy next to us, he's like, can I get a little side of tomato juice with my drink? And he goes, did you scan that in and put it on the QR code? He's like, no, I'm asking you. He's like, don't worry about it. I don't even fucking want it anymore. And it's like, you can't even talk to bartenders. Like, if they got a QR code, they don't want to hear shit you got to say. And I always thought, I kind of agree with you, but also when you're at a bar, I always thought the charm of a bar was the bartender. Like, you could either really like them or you could not. Like, Friday night, we had a bartender that, to me, looked just like Seth Rollins. And he was like, yeah, I used to be a flight attendant, and I'm a comedian. And he was telling the dumbest fucking jokes. And I was like, yeah, this is why you're bartending now, and you're not a comedian anymore. These jokes are awful. But we do that on Sunday, and we're coming back. Our flight gets delayed. We get on the plane, and they tell us, we're trying to get out of here. There's a big storm coming. We're watching planes fucking take off. We sat there for 2 hours. We take off finally, and we're about to land in Atlanta. EJ, when I tell you, I can see, like, you can see the ground anytime, but I can see, like, we're like a couple 100 feet off the ground about to land. And all of a sudden, my biggest fear takes hold. We fucking shoot back up in the sky, and we don't land. And we start flying again. And then the pilot doesn't say anything for like 10 minutes. And we're all just like, what the fuck's going on? Apparently some shit malfunctioned we're pressurizing the plane, and he's like, yeah, you know when your ears pop, like it wasn't pressurized enough, so you would have got a funny feeling in your ear. And we're all looking around like, motherfucker, we were on the ground. Like, are you serious? So honestly, I think it was something more serious than what he was telling us that it was. So we ended up circling around and flying another 30 minutes around Atlanta before we landed. And I can now say that I've done a false landing. And I've always like, that's going to fuck with me every time now. Because normally the landing's my favorite part because it's over with, you know? But no, we fucking damn near got on the ground and then took back off.
Yeah, I had something similar happen. I don't think we were maybe as close as you to be on the ground, but they had to like circle around because there's some type of traffic that was going on at the airport. But yeah, that's not the most settling thing to happen to you, especially about the lab. But it could be worse. It could have been like you immediately dropped. It's good that you just immediately took back off, better than immediately dropping. But yeah, I'm glad everything went well with that. And before we move on, going back to your QR code thing, before I forget, I better like, okay, y'all want me to do the QR code? All right, your tip is gonna reflect this.
Yeah. So he got lucky because Tabitha's aunt, when we were on our way to the airport, she like Apple paid her like $50. She's like, have a drink at the airport on me. Thank y'all for coming. And because we like bailed her out big, even though she paid for plane tickets and all that, like we still kind of bailed her out because she would have had to cancel the party and her daughter would have fucking never let her hear the end of it. So she's like, here's a couple drinks on me. So Tabitha kept it in her Apple Pay, which it went through that. So she ended up tipping the guy anyway. But you're right. Like we were sitting there talking about it, and it's like, not only are you basically telling me not to talk to you, but you're rude about it. Like, I'm just asking for a cup of tomato juice, a little shot glass of tomato juice. You can't spare that, and there's no way for you to just manually add that to my fucking bill. I have to do the QR code. Like, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way big time.
Yeah, man. That's the age that we live in. Everything is less personable.
And it's so odd too, right? Because bartenders usually work on tips, and you would think that their attitude towards you would reflect that. But then people that I'm trying to think what store I was at. I was at a store when I was in New York and I asked for a tip. And it was like, you did nothing for me to give you a tip. Like, I want to say it was like,
you?
It said it on the little screen when you're checking out. Like, do you want to give a tip?
Oh, they always do. They always do that. I mean, and you always feel, the pressure to do that when they have it on the screen. But, a little life hack.
It's going to ask you a question.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to ask you a little question. Just answer it. But I was going to say, a little life hack. I don't know how often that you order out, but if you do order out, make sure you do it on DoorDash or Uber Eats and pick up. Not even deliver. Just say do the pickup option because you don't get all those fees and shit when you pick it up, and they don't ask you for a tip on there. So I've been doing that more lately. Instead of dialing in my order, just do it on the app, and they don't ask for that dumb ass tip.
Yeah, when they spin that thing around to me, I look them right in their fucking eyes and I put 0. Like, you did nothing for me to earn it. Like, why the fuck am I tipping you for just standing here?
That's true. But you don't know what they were doing in the back. It depends where you go to. If you go into like a CVS and it asks for tip, that's
right.
Stupid. But at a restaurant,
right.
Even though I don't even think they deserve it if you're picking it up at a restaurant, but they could be doing something in the back. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're still preparing the food and like packing it and all that. I'll tip them. But like you said, it's a fucking CVS, or when you go to the Braves game and you got to walk through this little thing, you pick up all your food, you pick up your drinks, and then you come to the self-checkout line and there's somebody sitting on a stool right there and it says, do you want to add a tip? And it's like, a tip to who? Like, nobody did anything for me in here. I did everything myself. Is my tip like how much off that I get to take off off the bill? Yeah, it's.
How How about you rub the tip of my junk and call it a day?
My God. On that note, speaking of rubbing tips, Naomi had to give up the WWE Women's World Title because she is with child now, thanks to Big Jim and Netflix and Chill. The worst kept secret in wrestling. I wonder why they didn't just have her do this last week and why they waited a week. But it doesn't really matter. It's just, it was odd, right? Like reports where she was there, she left, she was supposed to defend the title against Io Sky. Nothing happened, and then a week later she announces it. What'd you think about her promo? What do you think about the state of the women's division right now? Because I got some thoughts about that. But how'd you like the promo first off?
First of all, we talked about it last week, even though it was speculation, but we went on little soliloquy on it and whatnot, and it came to fruition. And I mean, I guess Big Jimmy doesn't like wearing Jimmy hats, right?
They're married, EJ.
Yeah, I digress. I didn't expect her to do a full-on promo. I don't know if we ever seen somebody flip it like that, because remember when Becky did it, she just handed it off to Asuka, and I guess I like the way they did it, mixing real life with other life and tied it into each other, because I thought she was going to hand it over to Adam Silver. Is that his name?
Adam Pearce. Adam Silver's the fucking NBA commissioner.
That's right. Basketball on my mind already, but I thought she was going to hand it off to Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce, and she's like, "You getting this?" And she went off on the whole promo. So, I like it. It's a different twist. I don't know your thoughts on it.
I liked it too, and I like that she was weaving in between like real life and her character, and then was like, my hormones are out of control right now. I was like, little shit like that ties everything together. Because if you've ever been around a pregnant woman, she was acting a lot like Naomi was acting last night, and it made complete sense. I thought she was funny, Big Jim likes to Netflix and chill. And what else did she say? The bloodline's going to keep moving on forever. I saw somebody on social media say, oh boy, we cooked now. They're going to have a bloodline member that can say nigga without anybody bitching at them about it.
That's funny that you said that, because technically that's already happened. All of them like married to black women or had babies with black women. So
yeah,
it's already in place. Yeah, but I thought it was dope. I mean, what do you think the implications coming out of it are going to be?
So it's the women's division is kind of in peril right now, right? Because you got Bianca out with an injury, no timetable for that. You got Liv out with injury, no timetable for that, and now Naomi's out via Big Jim, and Stephanie Vaquer's got a world title shot promised to her coming up. So it's like, what are they going to do? And I was thinking about this today at work. I don't know if I want Stephanie Vaquer's first title to come because somebody forfeit and she wins like a random match. And I don't think WWE's really done her any favors with, like, has she even been on TV since winning that match at Evolution?
Not that I could think of.
Besides like a couple random backstage like bullshit things. Like, I feel like this woman is so over and people love the hell out of her. You should have her out there fighting every week.
Yeah, and I also believe in a traditional build up for like a first title reign. It's good like to switch it up and like kind of surprise people, but why can't she be like a Royal Rumble winner? Because she's got all it takes in the ring. And fans love her, but just keep building it and letting the snowball go uphill, so to speak, and let it crescendo. Like, why not do it at the Royal Rumble? Why you have to rush it and do it right now? So I'm with you in that sense.
I think having her win the Battle Royal at Evolution is a big deal, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I think it's bad timing. Also, shout out to Naomi. 7 weeks pregnant means she won the world title pregnant, and she defended the world title pregnant. And yeah, I know it's very early on in the pregnancy, but it's still a whole fucking human being growing inside her, and she's out there fucking doing split leg moonsaults and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that shit not pregnant.
I'm happy for her and Jimmy, but man, like, she was cooking. Like, she barely got started in her title reign. So do you think once she comes back, we know she can do it because they did it with Becky, but you think, you know, in this Triple H era, they'll put her back in the same position where she was at?
I don't know that. She was on fire. She had the crowd behind her, even though she's a heel. Like you said, she was cooking in every way. Like, from the moment she started crying and told Bianca that she's the one that fucked Jade up, she's been on a different level. And I don't know, you can just plug that back in. Like, I think she had lightning in the bottle right there. Now, I'm hoping she comes back and can do it. But it took Becky a minute to get... I mean, Becky came back and won the title from Bianca, but it did take her a minute to get her footing back. But yeah, I feel this... It's stupid, right? Because people are having a baby, they're extremely happy, and you want to be happy for them. But as a selfish wrestling fan, you're like, fuck, man. I want to see what this title run is going to hit for. Like,
you know what I could see? I could see she having a baby, you know, getting back in shape, maybe late 2026. She comes back. All right, I'm back, Triple H, you know, what's next? He said, you see your skin color? Back of the line.
Oh, my God. Not Triple K.
Yeah. But yeah, you never know because it's all about timing and just, like you said, lightning in the bottle. So you don't know what's going to be going on with the company when you get back. But I'm hoping that she could just pick back up where she was at.
I don't know, man. Wrestling's not a normal job. Like, and it sucks that it is like that too, right? It's like, again, it's the happiest moment for her because she's finally having her own kid. Because I think her and Jimmy got like stepkids together, right? Like, he's got other kids. And now this is finally her, so you're happy for her. But professionally, it's like, fuck, man, this was like the run of her career. She turned heel, she changed her music. Like, she was cooking on the mic. Like, when have you ever been this to Naomi?
I mean, on a smaller...
Jimmy's like, shit, 8 weeks ago I was.
Exactly, he was all up in there. But on a smaller scale, I liked her reinvention in TNA. Like, a lot of people knew about it when she was Trinity, and they kind of played off of that because they gave her like similar theme music. But then, like you said, the heel turn put her on a different level. So yeah, you're right. So she hasn't been as hot as she was even when she did her little reinvention. So I'm with you on that.
But congratulations to them. And as far as the women's title go, I mentioned two of them earlier. I think if they were holding off on bringing Liv and or Bianca back, this would be the time to do it. I think you put the title on one of them and I love Stephanie Vaquer, but I just, as a fan, I don't want it to be like, oh, she won some random fucking match against Roxanne Perez for the title. She didn't actually beat the champion. You know what I mean? Put it on a heel. Give it to Liv. Let Liv get it. Chicken shit or fucking Chelsea Green. Somebody like that. Nia.
I wouldn't mind seeing Becky beat Champ. Imagine how insufferable she'd be if she got 2 titles.
Insufferable for whom? I would love that.
Oh, well, not for, us, but the collective you. So I wouldn't be mad at that. But they hadn't announced anything with the title match. So do you think they'll go like Battle Royal? You think they'll go like a bunch of triple threat matches for like the contendership to see who is Stephanie? Like, I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, they said they were going to announce something this coming Monday, but they did say Stephanie has a guaranteed world title shot at Clash in Paris. If you're new to the chat, please drop us a like. Maybe hit that sub button. The comment section is open if you want to add to what you think is going to happen with the Women's World Championship. But from what they said on Monday Night Raw, Stephanie Vaquer has a guaranteed world title shot from winning that Battle Royal at Clash in Paris. They just don't know how it's going to happen yet.
So if you had the pencil, you had to choose between like an option of like Battle Royal for her to see who's on the opposite side of her, or Gauntlet, or like a triple threat match, like which way would you go? Or maybe even other?
They're gonna have Rhea in it some kind of way. They're gonna have Io in it, and then I'd make probably like a surprise entrant, and that would be either Bianca or Liv.
Oh, so you go like battle royal to see who's.
No, I do a fatal 4-way.
Fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saying Rhea? You said Liv, Rhea, and who else?
And either Bianca or Liv. Rhea, Io, and Bianca. Or I'd have. Yeah. Or thinking about it now, I think I'd just have Rhea versus Io versus a returning Bianca or Liv, and whoever won that match on Monday Night Raw, I'd have fight Stephanie Vakir.
Yeah. I think in this instance, like you said, you just got to go with the veteran heel. Like, basically just swap somebody in there to replace what Naomi is doing and have a baby face, like Stephanie Vakir, have something to battle for. Don't give it to her immediately. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. And I think a heel should get the title.
Sorry, I was trying to log into the YouTube. Yeah, I'm hoping either Liv or Bianca are healthy enough to come back, and maybe they were holding off on it. I'm over Rhea with the belt right now, and Io just had a run with it, but I think Io's like throwing her name in the hat for best women's wrestler alive right now, because I don't think anybody's putting them numbers like Io is right now. You can talk about what you want about her promo skills and all that, but when that fucking bell rings,
yeah. Although, to nitpick, I think Raquel should have won on Raw, which was a really good episode of Raw. I think Raquel should have won by nefarious means. Like, Io is bulletproof at this point. I don't think it would have hurt her by having Raquel win dirty, but that's just me nitpicking. But yeah, nobody's really fucking with Io right now. As far as Rhea goes, like, what's the temperature on her? Because you stay, you keep your ears to the street when it comes to social media. Like, how they feel about Rhea right now?
Rhea's untouchable, man. She's like, in a different way, she's like CM Punk. Like, her character on TV hasn't come across as somebody you would like, but because people do like her, they're just ignoring it. And so, I mean, you hear the reactions when she comes out.
Yeah, they still go ape shit. So that's why I was just trying to say, like, what are they saying on the internet? Apparently, I guess, favorable, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got to look deep to find people hating on Rhea Ripley on the internet.
Damn. Yeah, man, but she doesn't need the title. CM Punk's been back, almost 3 years? Almost 2 years now, and he's been doing fine without the title. Like, why does she need the title right now?
He's a former world champion. He just won the title like 2 weeks ago.
You know what I meant. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, she doesn't need the title right now.
She doesn't need it, but she's there for, when emergency, break open glass, and this is a fucking emergency. Like, we need to put the title on somebody that's gonna be able to have good programs. I just feel like the Raw women's division doesn't have enough heels in it. Like, Becky's the heel.
Becky? Well, you just lost a big piece with Naomi.
Right. Naomi's gone.
Shit, he might be the Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, you got Roxanne and Raquel, but like, I don't know. Give it to fucking Rox. I take Roxanne over Raquel. Put the belt on Roxanne. She can fucking wrestle. And then you already have a built-in story with her and Liv when she gets back.
You said Roxanne or Raquel?
I'm sorry, Roxanne. Roxanne.
I think you might have said Roxanne. I just didn't hear. Why not Raquel?
Yeah, she sucks.
She's gotten better, though. She's actually wrestling more like a big woman, though.
Tabitha in the chat says Rhea all day. I think there was some some scissor buddy stuff in there. Tabitha, can I talk about Friday night?
What'd she say?
I don't know. I don't even know if she's still. I think she's just jumping in and out of the chat. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at Roxanne winning it and putting it on her and having something cooking when Liv gets back. Next thing you know, Dom's kind of favoring Roxanne because she's the champion over Liv. And then Liv can get the whole what goes around comes around treatment that she was getting from Rhea.
Yeah, this is gonna be me nitpicking, but I feel like those mid-card titles are for like these NXT call-ups to like kind of get a run with them before they go to world title. But Roxanne is good enough where she could go straight to, because they just did it with Tiffany. But I don't know. I just like to see some progression before somebody gets shot to the top, just to get a temperature check of what the crowd is feeling them. But Roxanne could go, so I wouldn't be like too out of whack if that were to happen. But that's what the bookers are for. Hopefully they'll pick something that's good.
Before we move on to AEW, we got Triplemania happened this past week, EJ. I did not watch. I didn't even know it was a thing this week. I was in New York. You want to give any quick recaps or thoughts of what you watched on Triplemania?
Man, I thought you may have gotten a chance to watch on the plane because I saw social media. You said you were going to try to watch it, but seems like
sorry, I was too busy trying not to die, EJ. Okay.
What Cameron say? Niggas get shot every day, B. People die every day, man.
Cameron, I wish I would have ran into him in New York. That would have been fun. Instead, I got fucking Timu Seth Rollins telling me jokes and making me drinks at the bar.
But yeah, man. I mean, I didn't watch it live. It was Saturday, so I had to watch UFC pay-per-view. But I like the fact that they kept like the AAA format pretty much intact. Of course, they had to add a little bit of WWE sprinklings here and there. Of course, you had Triple H come out there and
oh my god,
try to get people to glaze.
This fucking guy.
Shawn Michaels was out there too, with the former AAA owner and whatnot. I don't know if that was necessary, but it was like a fun AAA type style card, the Lucha Libre style, and I just think it's a little bit of hypocrisy with all the WWE fans online were loving this, but it's like a lot of the same elements of what's going on in AEW. But I digress as far as like wrestling style and balls to the wall, like a bunch of quote unquote spot fest moves. But I enjoyed the event. I didn't expect Omos to get in there. I don't know if you saw the clips online.
Oh my god.
You said, "Oh my god!" I gotta hear your thoughts, man.
Almost is what 7'3", and he was fighting a little person that's like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it looked more ridiculous. It looks ridiculous, but you think it looked even more ridiculous.
I don't know if it could look more ridiculous than what it did. That shit. Yeah.
Apparently, Omos is gonna be wrestling down there. What do you think of them? Like basically making them do like international stints.
Yeah, you can pay him all that money, put him to work.
Do you think that if he eventually comes back over here, it'll finally translate? For some reason, he hasn't been able to get like heat or like cheers.
He did have a WrestleMania match against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but do people really give a fuck about that?
And he had a WrestleMania match against Lashley. He lost both of them.
And didn't him and AJ win the tag team belts at WrestleMania?
I don't know if they did it at Mania, but they were tag champs.
Well, I want to say that may have happened at Mania. But, man, I mean, I don't know, like, what's not clicking. Because fans, they will gravitate towards big men in some situations. Like, remember how hot Strowman was with the get these when he first got out of the family, and he was doing like all these types of crazy ass feats, and get these hands was like a thing. And then,
that was just because everybody was hating on Roman, and he was fighting against Roman. Like, as soon as he started fighting against other people, nobody gave a fuck about Braun Strowman.
But I mean, he still had the chairs and the merch, and then even with like Bronson Reed on a smaller scale with the tsunamis and fans chanting one more time and whatnot. Like, what do you think Omos needs to do to finally get over on this side?
I think he was for a minute. Like, he was doing... I think Brock Lesnar's what stopped his momentum, because he was kicking everybody's ass, and then he fought Brock at Mania, and Brock just kind of chumped him out. Like, it was like a 3-minute match. He hit one F5 and beat him, and everybody's like, really? That's it? Everybody kicks out of the F5. Like, it usually takes like 4 or 5 F5s for Brock to win at Mania. And almost just lost to one, and it was over with. But I don't know. It's hard to have a guy that size be a wrestler in this day and age, because everybody else is so small. So it's like he should just win everything.
Yeah.
It's hard to book a giant in 2025.
I think it's 2 ways you may be able to do it. One way is a way they tried in the past, but I don't think they put the full pedal on the metal. It's just have them go straight to like the main event scene and start wrecking everything and just being just super ruthless, just wrecking everything and everything. But I don't know how willing they are to do that. And the second thing is something that there's not really a formula for, but you don't even have to be necessarily a comedy, but you just got to find something where fans gravitate towards him, showing his personality a little more, and fans start to gravitate towards, and then it just catches on. Like, I don't know what Cross did, but he did it somehow, and we've seen wrestlers do it in the past where fans just gravitate towards something and it catches on. But yeah, maybe something happens down there in Triple Eight and he comes back over and brings it with him. But other than that, they had like some other matches, some title matches, but the 4-way was the main event with Dom and Dragon Lee and Vikingo and America. What was it? Grande America? What's the
Grande Americano?
Grande Americano, and Ludwig is in it now, and it was a fun match. Have you seen clips online about it?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, even though I still feel like that character is problematic, the Grande Americano, but he was getting chairs and he was out there singing the classic Mexican song. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, and people were singing it with him. But
Ricky Martin?
I feel like
Ricky Martin's Puerto Rican. Never mind.
Yeah. It wasn't Ricky Martin. It was.
I bet.
It was the yeah song. That's the song if you heard it. He was singing that to the ring, and
he was singing "Whoa, puto."
Yeah, he wasn't doing that. I don't think that'd be appropriate.
That's a classic.
But yeah, it's like night and day how the fans are reacting to Vikingo and AAA and / WWE and what they were in AEW, because I saw him wrestle live in AEW and fans were all about him, and they are not about him over there, because I've heard it's because he took the belt off Alberto, and Alberto's popular.
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah, like, as problematic as he is, I don't understand why the Mexican fans gravitate towards him. But
this is probably a deeper dive that we'd have to get into some other time. But just, it feels like internet fans and fans that are like quote unquote hardcore that don't go to the shows, though, they are more concerned with problematic people than people that go to shows. Don't give a fuck. Just entertain me. I don't give a fuck what you did. This is what it feels like, right? Like, I don't care what you did. I'm just here to be entertained and turn my brain off. And people online are like, no, that guy's a piece of shit. Like, why are y'all cheering him? Because,
like you said, this is. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, because to cheer for Alberto Del Rio, like, what are we doing here?
And maybe it's an outlier because it's in a different country. Because I was gonna say maybe it's a correlation between, that happening and maybe minorities, because maybe it's non-minorities that they're like, I don't give a fuck. But then over in Mexico, like, it's a Mexican crowd, and so I don't know. Like you said, this is a deeper dive. I don't know. It seems like a lot of the times where you're talking about, it's a lot of the non-minorities that maybe can't empathize with the problematic behavior of like women and different races being shit on, and they're like, I don't give a fuck, just entertain me. But that happening in Mexico, maybe it's a situation that they don't know, or maybe it's not publicized down there, you think?
They gotta know what the fuck's going on with Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, I don't have an answer then. But I don't know. It's just. But besides that, Vikingo was getting booed. I just think also they wanted Dom to win because Dom gets huge reactions over there, and Vikingo was able to retain. But it was a fun match, and him and Dom are running it back at Worlds Collide.
Tabitha says, don't talk shit about internet fans. They don't have to smell neckbeards at the shows.
I think some of them are neckbeards, though, the internet fans. Right?
Yeah, probably. You brought up AEW a second ago. AEW's got a huge show this weekend coming up called Forbidden Door. But they also have a new show coming up in September with AEW All Out. And rumor would have you to believe that WWE's coming up with a PLE to counter program that. And EJ, you have in the notes here, WWE trying to run AEW out of business? Question mark. Could you expand on that, please?
So, I've been hearing on different shows. I don't know. I don't have like an article to pull it from, but apparently, with this TNA and WWE relationship, they're trying to prop up TNA to be the second biggest promotion in the country. So when this new contract comes up for AEW in the next 3 years, they don't get offered another deal, and they're out of business and whatnot. Technically out of business, because if you don't have a TV deal nowadays, it's hard to maintain salaries and income and all of that good stuff behind the scenes. That's way above my knowledge.
WWE doesn't have TV deals. They got streaming things. Like, if AEW's not on TV, they can go to Max. They can go to Disney. They can go. Well, I guess they can't go to Disney because WWE's there. But they can go to fucking Roku, or what's the free one? Not T-Movie. Why the fuck am I saying Tubi? They can go to Tubi if they want to. Like, they got plenty of options.
So I kind of misspoke. Not TV deal like linear, quote unquote, but their next media rights deal. Because like you said, WWE is not on TV tech. Well, they are TV because they still got the USA deal and the CW deal, but they also got the Netflix deal. They're just saying that when it comes up to their next media rights deal that nobody wants them, so they're trying to prop TNA as the second biggest company in the country.
It's just some petty shit WWE does, and it's just Triple H being a bitch, like I've been telling y'all for the longest. But maybe he should spend more time focusing on having his main event matches in a regular fucking winter instead of all these shenanigans and shit. Maybe he should spend more time on the women's division instead of worried about what the fuck Tony Khan's got going on. Just a thought.
So
I don't know.
I was going to ask, like,
book John Cena's heel turn like it's a big fucking deal, and don't have him waste 3 months of his last year wrestling and treat him like the fucking star that he is instead of worrying about AEW. You would call him a little pissant company, yet you're expanding all this fucking energy to counter program and all that. And don't get me wrong, I don't give a fuck about counter programming. I came up in WCW versus WWF days. I was having to watch Nitro and record Monday Night Raw. Like, I'm with all that shit. But don't tell me that they don't matter when you're spending way more energy trying to put them out of business than you are worrying about your own goddamn product. You got John Cena turning heel with The Rock. And this was the best you fucking gave us? And you worried about Tony Khan? I guarantee you Tony Khan would have treated John Cena better on his way out. Ask me how I know. Sting, 2024. That's how you treat a goddamn icon of wrestling. Not what the fuck you're doing to John Cena. And you worried about Tony Khan. Get the fuck out of here, Triple H.
Well, I was going to ask you how you really felt, but I guess we kind of know. But I was going to say kind of, some of your sentiments. On one hand, like, we're two different companies going head to head in a similar business. So, like, it's competition. So, all is fair in love and war, right? But it seems like, okay, if something happens to happen and y'all are both on the same date, then it's fine. But going out of your way to book new events that aren't even existing right now to go against them and saying that they might not be a pissant company like you portrayed them to be, how many ever years ago he said that. And, a lot of times when you do stuff like that, that'll point people to be like, all right, why are they trying to do this? I might go and take a peek at what's going on the other side of the road.
It always backfires.
You think that might happen? Yeah. And
fucking Tony Schiavone being like, Mick Foley's going to win the world title tonight. Y'all don't want to watch that shit. It's pre-recorded. And that's the first time they beat WCW in the ratings. This shit always backfires. There's history about it. You're so busy worried about another company, then people are like, why? What the fuck's going on over there? Where you're making up pay-per-views now to put on, to counter program them? Leave them fucking people alone, man. Worry about what you got going on. Worry about John Cena's last 10 dates that he's got going. Worry about what you're going to do with the women's title.
Yeah, I agree with that. And go ahead.
Worry about why your world champion right now is in a faction that nobody gives a fuck about. They have no cohesion whatsoever. This is the most awkward fucking faction I've ever seen in my life.
That's the fire that I've been waiting for, because that's how I've been feeling with this faction since this inception. And they finally give us a breadcrumb with finally giving them a name, but I still need to see more. But
these niggas don't even dress alike. Seth Rollins out here in a goddamn shower curtain with high heels on. Bronson Reed got not one but two pair of Roman Reigns shoes on. And Braun Breaker got his fucking wrestling gear on. There's no unity when you don't even dress alike.
Yeah, but you're gonna take your medicine, you're gonna like it. They don't give a fuck
what kind of faction is this? Can we get some t-shirts? Maybe a hat? Something? A goddamn armband that says division on it?
Nah. You'll get them telling us it's division. They don't even have a graphic when they come out saying it's division. I've been just saying it's been word of mouth at this point by the commentators.
Seth Rollins a heel and comes out doing this shit so motherfuckers can sing his song. And you worried about what the fuck's going on across the street with Tony Khan.
Oh yeah, I hate that shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe of course it is Triple H in the meeting rooms, but of course it's saying Nick Khan and Ari Emanuel and all these TKOs.
I'm sorry, EJ. I don't mean to cut you off. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Because when shit was going good right after Vince left, all we did, everybody, me, you, fucking Peter Rosenberg, everybody you want to name that talked about wrestling. Triple H, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to wrestling. Now look.
Like you said, Triple H, he gets the glory, but he should also get the blame too. But we can't take the blame also off of the Ariel Manuals and the TKO heads as well.
Why not?
Because they're the one that green lights this stuff as well.
He got all the glory when the shit was going good, though.
He could get a lot of the blame too, but we still got to point to the TKO bastards as well.
But we didn't give them any of the glory when shit was going good, when the bloodline was cooking and Roman and Cody were main eventing and You know, Jey Uso was doing his thing, and the Usos were here, and Sami Zayn's over, and everybody's like, man, Triple H is so good, and look at all these camera views, and look at how they're tying everything together. And now here we are 18 months later. Don't a goddamn thing make sense.
Okay.
And we want to blame everybody, but we still blaming The Rock for not showing up at WrestleMania. Well,
we've talked about that, and that's just stupid. I don't think The Block should get any type of... Well, I mean... We don't know what schedules look like, but people definitely gave too much blame to The Rock on that. But I digress. But no, I get what you're saying. Triple H should get all the blame with the creative being out of whack. But we're talking more so behind the scenes stuff about them trying to take out businesses, and he's the creative guy. So you got to give some of the blame to the TKO people for business decisions allegedly happen behind the scenes trying to take companies out.
EJ. You telling me, you looking at me right now via this camera, and you telling me you don't think that the nigga that got his stupid ass up on a goddamn tank and rode it into WCW Monday Nitro, you don't think he's got anything to do with run somebody else out of business?
I said he does have a lot to do with it, but he's not the only one in the room. Like these TKO people, we've talked about how TKO all thinks about money. Of course, Triple H is a part of the discussions, but I mean, I've been watching UFC for over 15 years now. Dana White's in these boardrooms too, man. Those motherfuckers, he fucking got rid of Strikeforce. He got rid of Pride. He got rid of Bellator's technically absorbed in the PFL, with PFL's on Lifeline right now. So these TKO motherfuckers are ruthless, man. I know Triple H is definitely in those rooms. He's not like trying to save AEW. He's definitely in like, yeah, let's get these motherfuckers. And him and Ari Emanuel, Dana White, and Nick Khan are high-fiving each other because they're all just assholes, man.
A bunch of a room full of little dick energy with a lot of money.
Exactly. So we've seen how wrestling was. Like TNA had the Spike era, which lasted like 10 years, but wrestling isn't as fun when it's just one person or one company just running it. We need the competition. And I enjoyed how AEW's improved. Like we've talked about times where they were just out of whack and no storytelling, but they've been putting a good effort in trying to get better in that, and we need this because like if AEW would go to weight, you know what WWE would do? All right, you're getting $1 million in AEW. How about you take 500 over here and shut the fuck up?
Yeah, then prices would be high as giraffe pussy for WWE, even higher than they are now. Speaking of AEW, EJ, we got a big AEW pay-per-view this weekend. AEW Forbidden Door. And one thing I can tell you that AEW does way better than WWE is PLE / pay-per-views. Triple H is going to charge you $700 to sit in the 200 section, and he might give you 5 matches. Tony Khan said, nah, dog. You pay $150, you can sit on the floor. I'm going to have your ass here all night. You going to get your money's worth. You come to AEW. And as somebody that goes to AEW shows, I like that shit. But a motherfucker watching from home, come on, dog. It's midnight 30. We just now starting the main event.
Especially on Sundays. I know they go back and forth depending on the football season, but those Sunday ones be killing me. I'm not gonna lie. But
Forbidden Door's on Sunday, right? This weekend coming up. But it starts at like 1:00, doesn't it?
It is on Sunday. Shit, I don't know what time it starts.
Yeah, it starts at 1 p.m.
Okay, that's great. So yeah, you could get away with it when you start early, but start late on Sundays, that should be killing me, man. But I don't know where you want to start at with this Forbidden Door.
Let's start from the top. You name the matches. We'll talk about who we think's gonna win.
Yeah, and as we go through this, I'll talk about my thoughts on this past week's Dynamite. I'm gonna go with this one that they got started off as number one. I'm gonna save that for last. But Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin versus the winner of the Eliminator tournament, which will be either FTR or Bandito and Brody Lee.
It doesn't matter who's coming out. Hurt Syndicate's winning this one. I don't know who's gonna take the titles off these motherfuckers.
I got a thought on that, but we'll save that for later. So you got Hurt Syndicate.
Yep.
Next up, I forgot about this match, but this will be a banger for the Unified Championship. Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve. Why not try Swerve Strickland?
I think Swerve wins, man. Okada's been fucking winning everything. I think Swerve's the guy to beat him, and they're not going to have Swerve win the world title anytime soon. I think a win over Okada on the role that he's been on is just as good.
I mean, Okada hasn't had this, version of the belt for that long, but he's been the Continental Champion for over a year. He got it in the end of 2024, I want to... No, before that, because he went into the tournament as champion. I think he got it like maybe a month or two after he got in the cup.
2 tournaments with the title, has he not?
Nah, just one, but still.
He won in the first tournament and then went through the second tournament.
He didn't win it. He didn't win it. He got it. He beat Eddie Kingston. Kingston won the first tournament.
Yeah. You're right. I'm sorry.
But he still had it for over a year. He got it like spring of like 2024. Even though he just unified it, I think I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Swerve to win this and move the title going forward.
This might be match of the night.
What's that?
This might be match of the night.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. This might steal for match of the night because, what's the Toby Keith song? I ain't as good as it once was, but as good once as ever was. Okada, he saves his performances when the spotlights are bright, like the one he had with Speedball and him and Omega. So yeah, I think this might be in the running for match of the night. But move right along, Rucker. 4-way match for the AEW TBS Championship. Your girl, Mercedes Moné, your champion, versus Alex Windsor. Versus Persephone, a CMLL, versus a Stardom person to be determined.
Is Alex Windsor just a knockoff version of Jamie Hayter?
I don't know. I don't know too much about her other than her and Ospreay are like engaged or married. But
is that who Ospreay's with?
Yeah, that's his.
That's not Ospreay. Oh, it is.
Yeah. But one thing I've been seeing is like people have been putting pictures of her and Statlander, like saying that they're mothers from sisters from a different mother.
I think she's more like Jamie Hayter, like especially when she talks. She's got the same vibrato as Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, they're really trying to push her. But that being said, I still think Mercedes wins. But I don't know. Mercedes just popped back up on TV basically out of nowhere. It's kind of weird how she just popped back up after losing like that. I think they could have did something other than that, but it is what it is. But yeah, I got Mercedes.
Same.
Next up, this should be a banger too. Singles match for the AEW TNT Championship. The Protostar Kyle Fletcher versus Hiromu Takahashi from New Japan.
I've liked Kyle Fletcher since he shaved his head.
Oh yeah, I feel like the lazy comparison between him and then I can't remember the deaf guy on NXT. They always say like both of them are baby Randy Ortons.
They don't even wrestle the same.
That's why I say I feel like it's the lazy comparison just because they shave heads and rip.
I got Kyle Fletcher in this one.
Yeah, I got Kyle Fletcher. We always say this with like NXT and TNA, like same with AEW and New Japan. Like New Japan, like never win when they come over.
Right. AEW did that same shit with TNA. That's why TNA said fuck y'all.
Yeah. Moved on to another toxic relationship and still ain't winning. Nasty work. Yeah. Next up, I don't know if you got to see Collision. You were over in New York, so I'm guessing no. But the winner of the 4-way, and he got a title shot to the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. You got Nigel McGuinness with Daniel Garcia's corner facing the champion, Zack Sabre Jr.
I don't give a fuck about this match. This is that shit Tony Khan throws out there. That's like, why is this even here? Zack Sabre Jr. is gonna win.
I thought, it's gonna be. I know you're not a Zack Sabre Jr. fan, but it's gonna be a little fun technical match. Every time I think of Zack Sabre Jr., I always think about that Twitter follower you Snack Sabre Jr. That's funny, but yeah. I'll get Zack Sabre Jr. That's one thing that they do. Like, I almost say they do protect their world championship, but didn't Moxley win one at one of these events? So
yeah, Moxley was IWGP champ, but he was with New Japan before he went to AEW.
Now I want to say, didn't he win it like last year?
He won it while with AEW, but he was actually with New Japan. Like he did the G1 and everything.
Okay, but he's still an AEW guy. But yeah, I think this is the one bone that New Japan will get thrown as their champion retaining. But moving along, I don't know if this match will happen. I'll get your thoughts on this. Hangman Adam Page defending against MJF. MJF cashing in on the gauntlet contract for the AEW World Championship.
Why don't you think it's going to happen?
Okay, so MJF, like, for this past week's Dynamite, Hangman antagonized them and goaded them to win. And he's like, okay, I'll cash in. But just because he said it, he's going to cash in, doesn't mean he's actually going to cash in, no, right?
I mean, there's an official graphic for it.
Okay. So.
Do you not trust MJF?
Yeah, he's the most trustworthy guy in the company, right? I'm going to go with Hangman, but I don't think this match happened.
I'll pick Hangman also. Real quick, you were talking about New Japan, and I said Moxley's in the G1. The winner of the G1 this year is an AEW wrestler. Kenoshi Takeshita wins the G1. He's going to main event. God damn, it's Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just solidify my point. Even having AEW wrestlers when you're most petite.
But again, he was in a New Japan guy for the longest, and he went to AEW.
No, he was in the other company. He wasn't a New Japan guy. He was I can't remember the company off the top of my head.
Stardom?
But,
no.
It was basically the men's equivalent of it.
Yeah, but New Japan is so starving right now.
DDT. He's a DDT guy.
They're so looking for stars right now that it makes sense that Takeshita would win.
I already said I think Takeshita's top 5 in-ring guy in the world. And I guess that's why we haven't seen him lately, because he's been over in New Japan. Fuck it, man.
Top
Try
5.
to rocket them. I've said that on this show. In-ring. I mean, of course, yeah. I think it's better overall if you put the whole package together, because right now Don Callis is doing all the work as far as Mike. But yeah, I think he's been putting on some bangers. So yeah, fuck it. Put the New Japan title on him. I think he's got a dual contract where he's got a New Japan contract as well. So why not? You got to mix it up, because AEW is basically taking a bunch of New Japan's top stars. So the cupboard's kind of bare, don't you think?
Yeah.
But moving along, and this is where I get to some of my thoughts on this past week's Dynamite. Tag team match, you got the newly reformed Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Christian and Edge just because they're gonna have to fight FTR.
I know you've never been a big Edge fan. I know you've been more of a Christian fan. I just think the way they did it was rushed. they've been building up to this since Edge has come back, and he just came out, helped them, and they hugged. And you could tell Christian was a little bit hesitant, but still, I just feel like it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, big time.
So, and I get it. I think what's going to happen, going back to what I said earlier, I tie everything together. Because, like, I think they could have built on this story a little bit more, and they're going to be in Toronto for All Out. You know what I think is going to happen? Why they rush this? I think they're going to win this, and I think they're going to be the ones that take it off the Hurt Syndicate in Toronto.
These old motherfuckers.
I just think that's what's going to happen. Why else wouldn't they save this reunion for Toronto? Why they rushed it to have it in England?
I don't like you for even putting that in the universe, CJ.
So you think they're not going to wrestle in Toronto, both of their hometowns?
I figured they would just fight FTR. I didn't think they'd beat the Hurt Syndicate, but I don't like it.
That's the only thing I could think of. Yeah. I got them winning this match, and I don't know. Everything can't be perfect, but yeah, they rushed this one. So we both got Cope and Christian. You think they're gonna bring back was it 5 seconds of flash photography or 10 seconds?
For those who benefit with flash photography, we have this special 5 second. I still remember in Atlanta they did the best one. It was them and Kurt Angle, and they were like, "We're gonna pose like the Atlanta Braves pitching staff," and they had like one guy was the catcher, one guy was the batter, and Kurt was the pitcher, and he threw it, and he immediately looked because they gave up a home run.
Were you in the building when they did that?
Yeah. That shit was so funny.
That'd be funny if they did bring that back. But, playing the hits and whatnot. But this will probably be the main event because it's lights out, which means it's probably, unsanctioned. Yet your golden lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, who recently just re-signed. Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Will Ospreay versus the Death Riders, Claudio, Jon Moxley, Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, and Gabe Kidd.
I'm going to take the Death Riders.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
First off, I feel like they missed the layup, because why didn't they do, Blood and Guts? See, all of them in the one cage, that seems like it's going to be a clusterfuck, right? But
maybe they're saving Blood and Guts for All Out because they knew Triple H was going to counter program them.
That might be true. But if I'm thinking about it, I want to say they did something like this on Ospreay's way out of New Japan. They had like a cage match like this between him and Bullet Club. So they may have like a, modified cage to fit all of them. But, I mean, it's going to be a fun match, of course. But you know what I didn't like on Dynamite? Remember, I think we even talked about this. Will Ospreay came out and talked about how beat up and damaged he was and his head injury. And this motherfucker came right out on Dynamite. Ta-da!
Let's do a cage match, even though my brain's bleeding.
Yeah, and even before the main event, another thing before we dive more into the match is Samoa Joe. I was in the crowd. They carried his ass out in the stretcher. Next thing I know, he's coming out defending the trios belt, but no surprise running saying I'm back. Hi, I'm back. No way of bringing him back in. He's just back on the show.
Yeah.
No explanation. So those are some things that I nitpick with this past week's Dynamite that bothered me. But like I said, this will be a fun match, and you're picking the Death Riders, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And you think they run in Blood and Guts at the pay-per-view?
More than likely at All Out.
Yeah, this is just all of these. This no type of cohesion with these teams. It's just a bunch of people just clustered all together. I'll go with you, Death Riders. Did you expect Death Riders to still be going on
No, I thought Moxley was going to take time off after losing the belt.
They're still trucking right along. And what happened to Pac?
He got hurt.
He's just injury prone.
Yeah, he had a bad injury. Remember, he had that match against who the fuck was it? I think he tore his knee up.
Oh shit! Damn, he tore his knee up.
Yeah, he tore his knee up, and he got back in the ring, and they I think it was Swerve, and he laid in the ring for Swerve to hit his move on him, and yeah, he had to go get knee surgery after that.
Oh shit! I didn't know it was that bad. I thought he tweaked it.
No, it was. If I hope I'm remembering this correctly because it was a while ago, but I thought he like tore his knee up, and he finished the match and let Swerve hit his move on him, and everybody was kind of praising him for how tough he was for going through with the rest of the match.
Well, shit. Well, damn. Some shit people just have bad luck when it comes to shit like that because he's always in and out. Well, wishing that he have a speedy recovery, but. Yeah, that brings us to the end of the pay-per-view. I'm glad you said that
you missed one.
Coming on. What? Oh, shit. How did I miss this one? Because I was saving it towards the end because I was saving it before we got into the cage match, but this is going to probably be the match of the night. Your champion, Timeless Toni Storm, defended it against Athena, who's cashing in, and I definitely think she's cashing in, so. This is a hard one to pick. This might be the hardest match to pick out of the night.
I'm gonna go with Tony.
Really? You a big Athena fan? I'm surprised you ain't got no faith in her.
I got faith in her. I'm a bigger Tony fan though, but Tony beat Mercedes. Like they're never taking the belt off of her. I would have, if you would have told me to pick one match off of that entire pay-per-view. And you bet all your life savings on who's going to win, I would have told you Mercedes is going to beat Toni Storm. I was flabbergasted at the end of that match.
I picked Mercedes too. I thought she was going to win, but I knew the Hurt Syndicate were. I would have put my money on that, but I digress. But yeah, that was definitely high up on there. Because Toni, she's has the most title reigns in the company with 3 or 4 time champion, so she wouldn't have been hurt off of losing to Mercedes. I don't know, maybe this is the time to finally switch it up. Mercedes got it off of Mariah. This is back in February or so.
Yeah,
she's had a good run with it. But the only thing that's having me cause for pause is that Athena is still the ROH champion, and she has something to fall back on. But I think, man, fuck it. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna pick Athena.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Where she goes from there, I don't know.
Just a quick housekeeping. Pac actually sustained an ankle injury, not a knee injury, in a match with Swerve Strickland in April.
Yeah, those still take a long time to heal if you break it the wrong way. Break your ankle. So, hopefully, he recovers in the near future. But they got Gabe Kidd doing mop-up duty for him. So, good to have a backup plan.
Well, EJ, AEW Forbidden Door, we predicted. We talked about Naomi having her baby and what the women's world title situation looks like. It looks like we've come to another end of an episode of Boot to the Face. In 2 weeks, we'll be predicting NFL football.
Yeah, that shit came right back around quickly. And next week, we'll be predicting Clash in Paris. What's it called? Clash in Paris?
Mm-hmm.
So, shit, man. Time flies.
Time flies. You got anything you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Thanks for everybody for supporting. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, follow on X and TikTok and IG, and yeah, man. Like, I'm glad you said that the pay-per-view is happening early Sunday because I think I'm gonna smoke some shit on the smoke on Friday.
God damn, BJ.
Yeah, because I was gonna be like,
you worded that completely wrong.
What's that?
I thought you were talking about smoking weed or something. You said, I think I'm gonna smoke some shit.
Smoke some meat, but if you're indulging in a little of the sticky, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
You smoke crack, don't you?
You smoke crack.
Look at me, boy.
Shout to Morgan Freeman. Yeah, I think I'm gonna smoke some meat because he said it's gonna be happening early. Because I don't want to be missing the pay-per-view because I don't like getting up too early. I'm gonna smoke it on Friday. Do a pork shoulder or something, and then I'll have all the leftovers on Sunday. Make me a little pulled pork sandwich and enjoy the pay-per-view.
I might have to come down to fucking Jefferson City.
Come on along, man. It's gonna be eating on that for like the next 2 weeks because I live by myself.
I was actually looking up how to clean my smoker out because I haven't used it in so long. I'm thinking about smoking some chicken thighs or something like that this weekend. So it's funny you say that. Never done a pork shoulder before though. Maybe some brisket. Or maybe I'll smoke some ribs.
You can't go wrong with the ribs. You can do that in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
But yeah, for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Thanks everybody for listening. Like EJ said, please go like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit us up on the podcasting platforms, all our social medias. And until next time, peace.